Hello, everyone. I am in Louisiana and not at my normal setup. With full transparency, um, I will show you my current setup in my bed because it's the only place that I have.
Peep the rig.
Peep the rig. It's the only place that I'm running. I am currently running with no mouse. This couple pillows is my desk, and that's it.
People be
You
like,
straight
"Hey, yo,
chilling, my guy."
I'm straight chilling. It's very hot. It's already hot as fuck outside.
Do you have like a book or like a large placemat to keep that laptop? Okay, well,
it's gonna overheat.
Get ready to overheat.
pray for the
Yep.
laptop.
Gonna overheat.
Rip the battery.
I think I do
No, they
have
heard the mace talk.
They heard the mace stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I love it.
I'm so sorry.
I hadn't even gotten into the part where I was like, but spears.
Before,
Like,
before the
spears
stream, we
aren't
were
quite
just
as good
discussing,
sword
like-
and shield, but they actually are arguably the best weapon, especially if you don't have as much training.
Well, I think maces are
Oh yeah.
the best weapon.
So,
against-
welcome to the Nat 20 show, where I am your illustrious dungeon master, and these bunch of fucking nerds won't stop talking about weapons. Even though
I'm sorry, it's my life, Case, okay?
We are going to jump into. I'll let y'all talk about weapons in just a second. We're going to jump in.
I can't.
to-
Abe doesn't have any weapons. He just has a book and flames.
It's a sad day. Steve, I think your microphone is a bit muffled, or for some reason, just to let you know.
Oh shoot, we
Um,
haven't even. I need the sound through. We have to do the whole. Yeah, hold on.
Anyway,
Continue.
while they all good. I just want to give another quick shout out. I know that we are the processes of all of our things together are not really working too well. So our Hero Forge thing is gonna come, and I cannot tell you for sure who it's gonna be because every time I point at someone,
I'll do it this time.
things usually happen. And
I can confirm it's not me.
I'll do it.
I know it's not going to be Marlow or Zeke.
Or Zeke.
But
But it could be though.
uh,
You could do it again.
but because I'm afraid if I point at anyone, something terrible is going to happen because I have the power of curses, Oracle, and I've given up my life essence in order to change out these amazing powers. That is, I have this awesome evil background behind me today. It's because this realization has told me that all of you have not been to, or most of you have not been to HeroForge.com. But if you click the link after you type in !HeroForge, you can head over to our affiliate code where you can go in and check out their new updates that they have, that they are going through every week. Just got new additions on like a new staff, and they are implementing transparent plastic. So like colored transparent plastic, so you can make like your mini, and then you can make your invisible mini, and then you can make like fire, but it can be like see-through fire. And it really plays into, if you have like a Dunamancy wizard or something like that, it can play into like the spatial magic effects and stuff like that.
Echo Knight would be great.
And Echo Knight would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
And if you are wanting to share your amazing creations, we have plenty of that going on in the Discord at !Discord, where you go into the art channel and you can see lots of things, or you can post it in general chat where you post a lot of pictures, then you can make Kobe really mad. All of these things are a possibility. We do have a confirmation that maybe Nova hopefully will be able to do the next one.
I mean, we'll hope it doesn't jinx it, but yeah, I'm okay
so-
with doing that.
we'll hope. We'll hope. I did hear you. I just did not want to say it out loud because I am cursed.
Because if it did happen.
Oh, your internet connection's unstable. Unfortunate. So
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy. So go check out Hero Forge today. Otherwise, and then after you do that, go to the top of your browser. You probably have Chrome. If you don't have Chrome, that it's up to you. You're weird, but like Safari, Firefox, whatever. Click a second tab. Then go to elderwoodacademy.com, where you can go in and you can find these amazing gaming accessories that have a variety of different woods. Where you can get spell books, you can get these dice scrolls with dice rollers that come into like this awesome box. I tried to make one. I didn't tell them, but I tried to make one. Wait, I haven't been able to show anyone this, but this is actually interesting. Whenever they had it on Kickstarter, I tried to make it. But it kind of failed, but it kind of worked. It's like a dice scroll thing. Theirs is much nicer than mine, but I did do some wood printing on mine, and this is a Pringles can. Theirs is not a Pringles can.
Fair.
And you can get their not a Pringles can kind of wood, and their professionally made and crafted items for 10% off if you use our code NAT20 at checkout, or you can get 10% off your entire purchase. As I settle back into my bed. There we go. Gave my laptop a little time so that it could not overheat so much, because the fan is on the bottom because XPS Dells are poorly made.
I've done a couple times to put it on my lap. It's not a good time.
Yeah, it just burns burns through your pants. It's fine.
It's fine.
And as you can see on our stream, I'm pretty sure I cannot see it right now, but as you can probably see on our stream, Incarnate has given us the tools to make this amazing set of Orlais, where you can see the fields that are used by the local gnolls that maybe most of you might have come to know that Orlais has a kind of partnership with them, but that is other knowledge about the world at large. Incarnate has an awesome tool set that can use for top-down or regional or world map building. I made this map with all of its little extras, and I made like little neighborhoods and stuff like that. It took me about 45 minutes to an hour, and it's really nice. And you can easily download it. They have 4K capabilities for downloads that lets you like zoom in and see like all the shadows for the different PNGs that you're able to type in onto your map, and it's really nice. The 4K is in beta, and you do need to have obviously a computer or a monitor that is 4K.
A monitor. Yeah,
that has 4K capabilities, but regardless, otherwise, I tried to do the 4K thing on this computer, on this laptop, and it was like I don't know what this is. Your files are too powerful. And our hiatus from for those of you who have been under a cyber rock, our hiatus has ended over the past couple of weeks, and we are back into the realm of cyber nonsense on Tuesdays. Steve, tell them about it.
Yeah. So
Wow, all right.
So welcome, or
This
I should say,
90s.
yeah, this week, this Tuesday at 7:30, as always, we will have Running in the 90s, our cyberpunk Shadowrun show set in the distant future of 2090. The party has recently broken into an ancient, abandoned and surprisingly well preserved Ares Macro Technologies bunker deep down in the ground underneath the Boblin Cave, where they encountered some robots that were not intended to be security bots, but nevertheless had served that function, reclaimed Arthur's sword Excalibur, and are now pushing into the rest of the facility to determine what its purpose might have been and why there is an enormous mech that appears to have sustained some sort of damage, doing presumably battle mech things, just hanging over a deep, deep pit in one of the rooms.
That's not concerning at all.
So
No, it's fine.
please do check out this nonsensical adventure that we're going to be going on in 2 days at 7:30ish, usually 8.
Yeah, it's 7:30.
Sure.
I will say,
Sure.
you guys have veered so far off course. You've actually wrapped back around to the main plot, and I'm pretty psyched about it.
Oh my god.
Very excited. Based on the capabilities and availabilities of our local CIA agent, we will be able to to jump in. What else is there anything else that we need to shout out? Start
Not right
on,
now.
anything like that? I have gotten out of the bed because it is very hot, and I can't turn the fan on because then you'll just hear like a whoosh the whole time.
You could figure out some way to make it part of the environment. Just like, by the way, there's a fan that they give you. You have to maintain.
It's a really fast water mill.
I might have gotten bored while doing other things and vastly improved my soundboard over the past few days, and just
Good.
I want to find opportunities to use all of this.
God.
Well,
Oh,
let's start off with
no.
those opportunities.
Gruncho has done, I think it was a 3-month streak of subs. So thank you.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
thank you
Wow.
so much, Grudjo.
Thanks so much. We really appreciate that.
We
I
love
think
you.
it's tier 3 too.
Um,
You're a
Tier 3.
freaking mad
Yeah.
lad, my guy.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
And as all of you know, all of the investment that you guys put into this show through your subs, through your gift subs, through bits, all that, we're taking and investing directly back into improving the show that we have here for all of you, because we love you and we appreciate that support.
As soon as we figure out tech stuff, because we realize that tech stuff is a big deal, and we've been really good about fixing that.
Also, thank you to Porcupine Sleeves for the 100 bits.
Oh, thank you, Porcupine, for the 100 bits.
And
Thank you.
happy birthday, belated birthday to Case, and happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful moms.
Hey.
Yeah,
All of
yes.
it. We're getting all out of the way.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Celebration.
Celebration stations. Without
Nina, you're hard to hear.
It's gonna be hard to hear today. We're just having a day.
We're just doing it.
The theme of the day is we're trying.
We're doing it live.
with probable further ado, we are going to jump in to tonight's episode. Last time, the crew were on their way down the mountain path from Orlais, on their way on the most expedited path to Altenair, in seeking any kind of remnants or tracks of the cult of Bane, as they had stolen the shard, the cosmic shard or astral shard, or the stone of Pelor. That binded the god of sun and agriculture's essence to this prime material plane. After some interesting conversation and a brush with splintered death, as they avoided a prolonged conflict with a 150-foot treant, they were able to calm the treant down from whatever kind of weird curse it had been under, and saving, in doing so, saving about 6 or 7 flumps that had been also apparated in this area and space after this treant had been suddenly transported to Vereen, apparently from the other large continent across the world, Ildhast. You all met an older dwarven cleric who was quick to judge and quicker to leave, not without leaving you with some basic knowledge and some help. And I guess it wouldn't be basic knowledge; it would be, to him, rudimentary knowledge.
To us, minor revelations.
As he finally took the treant back, and also realizing that, or also putting in a good word to a Bullrock, who is an Altenair, and
I think you're burying the headline that we found out about a fire lab.
You found out about the fire plane next to a lab.
Steve's face just slowly. Oh. Okay.
No.
Not designed, but
all right.
This is what you found. Abe is pretty sure that means fire lab.
He's like, well, what
Abe
else
is
would they do?
invested.
Wait, is the fire plane portal near the fire lab, or are they two separate things? Let's clarify.
One is in the other, supposedly.
Apple pen.
Is it?
Apple pen.
Okay.
Okay.
Just making sure.
You're not sure.
We're not
fire
sure.
plane.
There was
I have a lab.
fire lab. You're not sure. It was not designated in the previous conversation with this Hamilcar character.
That guy's gone now.
Though, as you continue on throughout this third day of your journey, you approach the countryside village with a variety of different sizings of houses, mostly smaller houses, or shortened townhomes almost, with a perimeter of this singular crop of grains and wheats and barley and such. You all approached in the night, so there weren't many denizens of this city of Vorlay, or this, I would say, town of Vorlay, beyond a larger hunched over figure in what seemed like a farmer's attire, or classic farming attire. As you notice, the visage of a gnoll, a hyena-like humanoid, who was tilling away late at night on some farms with a heavy yawn. And as you approach the gate to the wooden slitted walls that kind of surround this townside area, you notice that the gate is closed. You're all very tired, and a couple of you nodding off previously before you were able to see the area in the distance, and you see that there are 4 figures that stand outside of the gate, in a regale, or in not regaled, in a like an armament that is indicative of the crown that lies south of here in Aldenair.
Okay.
Y'all
Do we know if they let people in after dark? Has anybody been to Orlais before?
Zeke would not wait to find out. He'd just head up to. Are any of the guards outside the walls, or are they all like behind them or something?
There are 4 guards currently posted outside the wall.
All right.
As
I'm
Outside
gonna
the
go
walls.
with. I'm gonna go with Zeke to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
you're all in the caravan together. And
Perfect.
Saber-
Oh
I
no!
know-
If they want to approach before us, I will gladly watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Zeke's
y'all
gonna
are-
Yeah.
hop out.
Okay,
Abe-
I'm
Abe
gonna
Abe
follow
will go.
him with my horse. I'm following the tiefling bros with my horse because I don't trust either of them as far as I can throw them.
I can't imagine why.
So, how do these people look? What are they like? What can I tell just by looking at them?
They, as you go up to them, they look like they're even though it is like later at night, it's nearing probably about like 10, 11 o'clock. They look like they are refreshed and not like sleepy. So you assume that maybe there was a shift change recently for
Night
the
shift. Okay.
yeah for this guard.
Um,
They are attentive and there's two that are approaching past the other two that are just kind of giving like a solid-faced waiting response for your approach to not be like an awkward distance to have a conversation.
cool.
Okay.
So as I'm walking up to them, I'm gonna look over my shoulder at Abe, who I assume is near at hand. I'll be like,
yeah.
now, what city did we just come from? I've forgotten. Since about, I think I knew it earlier today. It was.
I don't have my voice mod, but
Orncast. That's right. Okay, cool. I think and the book so I know Sonya, so I think that's probably okay. I think I got this. And this is Orle. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Good luck there. If you need anything, I'll be here. And are we doing this like?
Oh, we're messengers from we're from Orncast, and so that's gonna
Usually,
that's
the
route in. So
truth
we're-
works wonders.
Yeah, I'm
Ezekiel.
literally going with the purpose that we're here. I'm just gonna say it with the right words to make it sound
So we're playing
as
this.
important as it is.
We're playing this just straight.
Yeah,
with
straight. No,
messages.
that's generally the Val's got a good pull. And then at that point, as we're starting to get close, I'll be like, "Hello, well, and it's good to see you this fine evening. Gods of Olay, I assume."
It would be wonderful if you kept it down a little bit. Would appreciate it. Most of the
yeah.
people inside are asleep
Yeah,
at this hour.
that's reasonable.
Well, most of the people outside are hoping to be asleep at this hour.
Yeah,
Of course. Names, please.
yes, I'm Ezekiel. This is Abraham, my associate here. I believe this is Val. She often introduces herself.
Hi there.
Yep, that's about
And
right.
business for travel here in Olay.
Yeah, we would have. Normally, we would take our time and arrive in the morning, but we bring important wood. There's been a bit of a catastrophe, if you will, and a great fire over in Orncast. And so Sonya had us coming here to try and hunt down a missing item and different problems that have arisen from that attack. It was done by a group of people. I don't want to start any rumors or anything salacious, you know. But if we could be let in and perhaps talk to the mayor on Sonya's behalf as soon as possible, that would be great.
I do reckon the people in charge around here might be mighty appreciative if we didn't waste any more time in delivering the information that we were set out with.
Understood. There
a-
is
Yeah.
a bit of distance that we are dealing with ourselves here beyond the gates. But if you have the proper paperwork from the burgomaster, would you mind
I
presenting
have
it?
the letter from the burgomaster, yeah?
You do.
I forgot who had it,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, you
I remember.
I say yes. I have the paperwork, and I just say I look at the guards and say, yes, the proper documentation is in order.
He nods at the other one and says, Charles will look over the documentation, and I will have the rest of my men doing a cursory search over your wagon, as there has been recent theft. Beyond the note of petty theft here in Orlais, just cannot be too careful. Is there any
I'm a little confused. Are you insinuating that we are bringing stolen items? How would we be thieving something when we've just arrived, sir?
That is not what they were implying, Abraham.
Right. We are implying that there would be any other accomplices. So, I see that there are other people.
Yeah, we are
with-
bringing several people in. They're not thieves either, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
We have confirmed identity on these people, and we were wanting to make sure that
I'm just gonna pull out the
Great.
paperwork and start getting things going because the boys obviously do not know how to talk the talk of the social graces.
the other one goes over and like looks at it and right, everything's good here. Very well.
For your
Here.
hospitality.
Of course. And you see he gives like a low like whistle over like to the other and you can tell those of you who've been to Aldenair that these are Crown's Guard or King's Guard as they're called separately, and it's basic knowledge that Orlais is an extension of the kingdom of under Aldenair's rule and protected by it. So there are King's Guards here. The rest of you all can see that there are two guards approaching with a kind of like maroon and silvered and golded like filigreed vest and armaments with like basic leathers and crossbows at their back, sort of their hilt. One of them has a spear that is he's walking along with, and both of them offer like evening greetings, let you know that they're looking to search the cart.
I kind of just gesture openly towards the cart. Like, go right ahead.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was talking about like the others. You all they like yeah. They like gesture for you to come up, and then they explain that they are going to be searching the cart.
I was kind of assuming they were following.
Oh, got you.
I didn't realize they'd stopped.
I'll get out of the cart, but I will watch what they're doing to make sure they're also not messing with things.
I'll jump off the top of the cart.
He like brushes himself off. Sorry. And you see that they like are like touching everything on like the sides of the cart and like looking on the bottom and touching the bottom, feeling around, and like they have like these like longer batons that they're kind of like running over the side. Not like a security like metal detector wand, but like literally just tapping the side.
Does it look like they're looking for... So, would I be able to tell if they're looking for something specific? Or is it sort of like a general, like a wide net to look for lots of different types of things? So, like, if they're doing this tapping thing, would that be, like, for a particular magical effect that you might kind of tell? Like...
I'd say you have seen it enough of, you have seen enough situations that are like this to where they usually whenever there's like a checkpoint, they check for like illusionary magic by like tapping around the area to see if there's any give or fake boxes or anything like that, because magic is more ingrained in society today that it is not it's still kind of rare, but like especially now, it seems like they are very high alert. One of them actually
Yeah.
forgets to check like part of the side, and the other guy has to remind him like, no, we have to check the whole thing.
So this might seem like a slightly, like a, so like a high alert kind of check. Like things are up. We're doing it. We're going all the way by the book today.
Yeah, they
Okay.
ask people in the back. They say, "Is there anything in these ration crates that I should be aware of?"
Not that I'm aware of. I think it's
No.
just a bunch of food.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything dangerous.
Okay.
That's
They literally just like tap the sides of the crate, and they're like, "That's fine." Like give like a once over, kind of like looking, tapping the floor of the inside, and after about 5 minutes of like just kind of miming around the cart a little bit, they finish and they kind of nod. Yeah, Abe.
While this is going on, I want to walk over to one of the guards that's still at the gate, and I want to just sort of lean against the wall beside him. And I'm going to, by the way, having taken the dwarf's advice, I have my book out, but I've like taken one of the bedrolls and I'm using it to sort of cover the sides of the book. Just so
that
it's
doesn't
not like horrifying,
Okay.
obviously from the outside.
Yeah, fair.
There are still like glowing orange runes and embers inside, but don't worry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go lean against the wall, and I'm just gonna say, so you well, now you mentioned that you were worried about thieves and the whatnot, and as it just so happens, aside from this message delivering task that we've got here, I've been trying to track down some thieves. They were actually headed south from Orlais a couple of days ago. Any
That would be,
specific group you're dealing with, or what's been going on here?
Well, the possible incursion that we're expecting would be from Sliga, which is just east of here. Shanty little area that's a bit of an anarchist society there, but they're close enough to where we have a bit of a fear that they might be trying to press into this area. But they're a bit more collected and brash, and they don't usually go this far, or at least go locally as far as we've known. So
Do any of them wear black robes by any chance?
Damn,
he looks at his own like black cloak, and he's like, I mean, it is fairly normal for people to have black robes and black cloaks.
Of course.
Do you have any
of
more
course.
descriptions?
Damn, anarchists sure are trouble at times. I find they're awfully susceptible, particularly to getting involved in, cultish type behavior. I don't know if you've had any issues with that round here.
I'm confused. Do we have hands raised, or are we?
No.
We
It's
just, like-
reminding us of a feature that would identify them beyond black cloaks, which we're getting to.
We're getting,
But we're
Okay.
trying to take some time to like make him feel chill and
It's
comfortable.
actually this.
Oh,
It's a pointed hand, like it's a clawed finger, but a pointed finger.
Clawed pointed finger.
this?
It's like this.
Like
But
sideways,
it's
you could
but
tell
it's
it's
pointed
pointed.
on. Yeah,
Oh, it's pointed out.
Like that?
it's pointed
that.
out like this, but it looks like it. I mean,
Okay.
like it would be like this, but it's pointed this way. Yeah,
Hey,
How hard
eat
to
my
draw?
apple. That's the vibe.
it's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He says, honestly, we haven't been having to deal with any kind of culty nonsense since we were stationed in Naldenair some 20 years ago. or at least I was. This new green ones are moved out here recently.
Trouble with a lot of it I always find, but it's good to know that they have some experienced people on the force teaching the new ones, helping them find the ropes of what they need to do. So, well, no, that's real good. You haven't heard of anything like that. I know they've been having some trouble in other places with that sort of thing. At least these past few days, what with this pale moonlight shining down and the whatnot. You noticed that?
And the days getting shorter, yeah. But I'm not sure what it's about. Just kind of assumed that I was seeing things or something like that. But regardless, looks like they're done.
Yeah.
And then you see him like kind of walking over to the gate and giving another like different toned whistle, where you hear like a couple sets of like locks being moved and then like a heavy and
I'm gonna go just sort of grab onto the back side and hang off of the cart as we go through. And as we go by, I'm just gonna say, well, now you say stay safe now. I do hear that devils dance under the pale moonlight. Flash him a smile as we go in.
he casts Meteor Swarm.
Not at all ominous or sus. Not at all.
It closes the flaming book.
Especially after talking about cults.
Right. If you're wanting to get messages, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, just woke up. Messages across. Town Elder Shiloh is the one you'll want to talk to, but he's holding council with the town meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. So just beware of that.
Would there be a way for us, without causing too much interruption, based on the letters we have from Sonia, to talk to him before that meeting, in case it's
I reckon
relevant?
we can go talk to him tonight, so
Yeah.
long as we don't keep him up.
Yeah.
That'd probably be best. And then he calls over, and you see like he waves his hand, and another guard comes up, and you can see it is a long-haired individual with like a couple of scars on their face to the side, and it's like longer blonde hair, but still like very shorter half-elf individual that comes up with a spear, and on the edge of the spear is like this like weird like side hook almost.
Yeah, like a hooked pike,
Mhm.
kinda. Okay.
Yeah. And they come up and this is Marisha. She will be guiding you over to Shiloh's quarters.
Excellent. That will be great. It's good to meet you, Shiloh. I am Ezekiel, and this is Abraham, my associate here.
You just see Marlow face palm in the back. Like,
Apologies. No, Marisha, not Shiloh. Shiloh is the town elder. You'll see him. He's quite a bit shorter. And probably a little bit more tired now. Do you need, if you're needing stay for the horses, the stables are here. The wagon can also stay with them. Regardless, the inn is open just beyond this direction.
We'll worry about bedding down after we get our message through. But I appreciate the foresight. And I look back towards the cart and see and like double check that things seem to be progressing, like people are going where they need to go. there's no visible confusion.
I'm just staring back at you.
Great.
This is
Dario's
We're
back
gonna
on
go
top
see this
of
dude.
on the
Give a
top
little,
of the wagon,
little
just
wave.
holding something small in his hand.
Abe is just sitting like backwards, like with his back against the seat and his legs up in the air at the front, reading his book and holding his plant.
Cool. Abe, I'm gonna go talk to the elder for just a moment here. Carrying the message. You're welcome to come along. Marlow, do you normally have a letter that you would want to introduce yourself with if I'm telling about the rest of y'all that are gonna be helping? Because I'm going now, since time seems to be of the essence.
Well,
There's a
if
meeting
you
tomorrow.
don't mind, I think. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. If you don't mind, I think I would like to come with you if that's all right.
Yeah, that's the invitation that's being offered. Is for anyone to come along that's coming along.
Oh, yeah.
Zeke, am I right and needed for this? 'Cause
You're not strictly needed, but I always appreciate your advice, especially if we end up butting
All
up
right.
anything.
Let me just get down from here.
what time of day is it?
It's
late.
nighttime.
It is like
But like what time nighttime?
Nova would tell you that it is 11:10.
Okay.
11:10.
So I can't go buy shit right now.
No.
Y'all traveled like all day. It is
I'm
like
pretty beat,
Yeah.
to be honest.
if y'all traveled anymore.
I don't
you'll
mind
probably-
just taking the carriage and the horses to the inn if we want.
Yes, I think
If
that
you
would
guys
be
want to talk
ideal.
about the important stuff.
All right. Let me get my book here. How far are we walking?
It's not a big town. It's just a
Alright.
little bit. How far?
Marisha, where is it?
Unfortunately, Shiloh's place is on the other side of town, so it'll be about a 5-minute walk. But the only open area around here at this hour that would be able to open, I'd say probably seat all of you, is the Golden Hopper, and it's right down the road to the right. You'll take a second right at the first junction.
Okay, two
You
rights.
won't miss it.
Got
Two
it.
rights.
Got it. All right, I guess I'll see you there then, guys.
Don't get lost, Xyriel.
I'm coming with
Xyriel,
you.
we can.
could you just
Bring it up.
and he's gonna hand you the plan. I just don't want to
Yeah,
take it
yeah.
with me because I'm
Wait,
not sure.
I
how
got
to-
it.
Why are we splitting up again? I must
Yeah.
have missed
Uh,
that.
I'm going to talk to the elder right away.
Right now?
You guys are
Right
talking to
this
the elder
second.
now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to the
Yeah.
tavern.
Got
Let
it.
the
I
horses
hang out
away.
with Xyriel.
Okay,
What-
I'll go with the elder then. I'll go talk to the elder, I guess.
All right. So we've got Xyriel, Nova, Abe.
Yep.
Are
Oh,
going
you're
to
staying.
wait.
You're going to the tavern.
Who's going to
seat?
the tavern?
No. I'm going to the
All right.
elder.
Yeah.
Xyriel and Nova
Yeah,
are
so
going
Xyriel
to.
and Nova are the only two going to the tavern.
Okay, cool beans. The rest of you continue on as Marisha continues to guide you all along, and you pass the center of the area that has like a larger fountain. The fountain is continuously going on, and it's got this like it is like this ball that has like it looks like there's like water coming from the middle of it and like kind of pouring over like 3 large orbs that kind of make this long consistent water, like smooth waterfall effect that kind of like crashes like very very softly into the water below it. And you continue on even further past a similar styled area compared to Orncast, where instead of like the Father's Grove kind of separating this area of town, there is there's like a larger park over to the left that has like this very very tall, very large kind of rocky display that's not doesn't look. It looks like it's kind of put here on purpose, with another like larger waterfall, but you can tell that it is like this waterfall is kind of muted as it
Would I be-
also crashes into the water below.
Would I be able to tell what kind of rocks those were?
Do you have history proficiency with rocks?
Not with rocks specifically, but I feel like if there was any kind of decoration where I'm from, it's probably made out of rocks. It's just based on
That's not
available.
too
Is this-
true. There were also
is
the
this
scenic
not-
flesh pits.
Is this not John being obsessed with rocks today?
No, this is totally Zeke.
This is
Rocks on the
Zeke.
mind.
Rocks.
Okay.
Rocks and sand.
Zeke is a people person. Zeke is very much a people person. Let's but like
sand.
maybe he knows what kind of rock it is.
Okay. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay, great. Yep. Okay. That is a 13.
13. It seems like a very like mountainous. Case doesn't know about a lot about rocks, kind of granite looking thing.
Okay. So does it have like big structures or little structures? Like, do you see like big flecks of consistent color or like little tiny grains of random whatever
Big,
that are pretty
big.
consistent?
The first.
Cool. So it's like an igneous thing. Great.
Yep.
That's perfect. He would know that was igneous because of
Yep.
all the heat. Great. Good enough.
Which makes sense because it would have to be. I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah. We're gonna moving on.
Yes.
And one thing that you're able to catch is that there are a setting of like 12 different like small spheres that are set up around the lake that that is caught that catches the waterfall. But you go past that and there's another like set of neighborhood areas, but just right there at the corner is a larger estate that is, I say larger estate compared to all of the other, what you can tell is like half homes that have like a lot shorter of a ceiling, like tall enough doorways for most people to get through. You can tell that this is like a mostly shorter community. And this one is like another one that is similarly shortened. And Lizu says, Marisha says, this is Shiloh's place. He is probably, I would say that he's asleep right now, but he's probably not. He's probably making some tea or something.
Is there anything Sheila likes to talk about that I could bring up with him to because I know it's very late hour to be disturbing him, and so I hate to inconvenience.
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been here long enough to gather around with it. The only thing I've heard him talking about is with the captain, and it's been just like tea stuff. I guess he likes. I don't know.
You've done a
tea
great
and
job.
He likes ale.
Thanks for bringing us over
here.
So I'll let the captain know that you brought us right here. That was
don't
great.
Need to, but I appreciate it. And then she like just kind of like waves off and then continues on back towards the gate.
Cool.
And yeah, the door is there.
Cool. I guess I will walk up and knock on that door.
Sorry, Princess. You knock on the door. It gives you. It is just. You can hear like the crackle of fire inside. and there's like a brief pause, and then a shuffle, and you hear a like wood on wood, like scooting, and then you hear as like a little eye slit opens up about eye level with you. It says
With Marlow?
With Marlow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes,
Um,
your short slit.
Hey, please stop laughing. We're in a very serious moment right now.
Abe legitimately like turns away for a moment so he can try to stop chuckling.
Hello, are you Shiloh? Shiloh?
Yes.
Hello. My name is Marlow, and me and my companions bring news from Orncast. We're wondering if we were able to speak to you before the morning.
Sure. 1 second, please. And you hear the scoot again, and then like a little bit of like fumbling around, and then after a couple, about a minute, comes back, and you can hear like a lock being moved, and goes to open the door, and there you see this kind of like fuzzy beard, like short fuzzy bearded, like older halfling with like this ring of fuzzy hair that goes around the sides. He's got like this like larger liver spot on his shoulder, and is like wearing these nice like tan and green robes that he's like finishing tying, and like has like these like little slippers that have like little rocks on the edge of the slippers, and he's holding a tea, and he says, come in, there's fresh tea on the pot right now.
Thank you. What kind of tea is it?
It's the local rooibos. We've got a nice little
It's a rooibos.
separation here within the. Are you a fan of tea?
Well, I love it. I actually have recently acquired my own tea weird. So.
Oh, wonderful! This is so nice. What's your name?
He hasn't got a name yet. We haven't had quite our first pot of tea from him, so I'm waiting for the moment.
Good. I remember my first tea weird. He was such a playful one. He unfortunately passed away about a decade ago, but he's so good. And I got a new one, and he's got a little brother, and he like goes on and talking about like a little story about the tea weird. And
I'm just gonna politely nod.
Let me know when we sit down.
Zeke, before we do anything else here, and I'm just sort of quietly talking to Zeke, first, here's this, and I'm going to hand him the contract to deliver this message. Is that, can we actually enter his home, and like, if we accepted hospitality, is that within the bounds of the?
Yeah. This is the sign-in. This is kind of like the sign-in.
So we don't need to agree to any sort of additional
No.
hospitality.
This is considered part of the ceremony.
Oh my lord! As they're arguing about this amongst themselves, Val's just kind of gonna duck through the doorway and go inside.
You see, he like has some little glasses hanging from his neck, and he puts them on the edge of his nose, and he like looks back. He says, oh, come in. It's drafty. Please don't let it in.
I'll step through and I'll close the door.
Is there anything in his house related to any of the like balls or anything we saw outside, or is that completely separate?
It does seem like there's kind of like a motif of a lot of spherical items here.
Yeah.
And water effects. And he wears a small locket underneath, like on his chest. That like also has like a stranger, like it's kind of faded, but it looks like a symbol of some like religious symbol or something like that.
We found the village of the hidden bubbles.
Yeah.
And the you can see like he kind of starts to scoot out of the way some of the like smaller furniture pieces and pulls out like one of the longer benches that he
Can
has
I
as
help
like
move
normal
the
height.
bigger items?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't say anything. Oh, thank you.
I'd like to go over to where his teapot is, and I'm just going to like light up a flame in my hand, and then put the pot on my hand and carry it over, and pour for people.
Thank you. It's slightly steeped, but I appreciate it. And so anyway, yes, he was splashing all around that one day, and then that was only about 6 years ago, and I think it was on the second of Hammer Crest.
Well, now on the topic of things that had happened in the surrounding area, we've just come over from Orencast, and I believe that my friends here will take the lead. But we actually had a message we wanted to deliver to you, and of course we don't want to keep you up too late, sir.
Oh, I appreciate it. Unfortunately, my obsession with tea is something that does keep me up late at night. But you know, it's the best hours for the tea. Apologies. I'm sure that you have all been transversed with my name, Shiloh. I am the local town, whatever you want to call it, elder. I don't like that name. It makes me seem too old. But at least a religious figure.
You don't look old to me. You seem pretty spry on your feet, if I do say so myself.
Thank you. I try to make sure to get in push-ups every morning.
And besides, every good tea takes its time to steep. You have merely reached an age where you have come into your full flavor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
I'm gonna start serving the tea. I'm just that comment. Take the tea and start pouring cups.
Do we have the letter? Does the letter specify the problem, or just that we're supposed to say a message? Does the letter that Vel has contain the message?
I think it was just,
or is it just say talk to these guys?
It was specifically.
The letter is specifically to Master Fronar.
Yeah, it's a letter specifically to Master Fronar regarding the shard being gone, and
so we've ended up at the wrong person's house according to this letter.
Yes.
It still has like a hefty set of import because it has like an official seal on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just this is not Master Fronar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were actually sent to Shiloh by our dwarven.
Yeah, and we're cooperating with that. That makes
sense. You were they did say that like you would probably stop the night in Orlais and then let Shiloh know. Shiloh is like I think it was Johas that said like Shiloh was a close friend and another really good religious figure that was might have some input on whatever's going on, and hopefully if he's seen anything happen by the time that y'all get to him.
So Shiloh, and then who knows Johas, so that's okay. That's good. That's good info. Well, we bring some rather distressing news, I'm afraid. There's been a fire in Orencast. It's a big one. A lot of things burned. Some straight to the ground, I'm afraid. It was able to put under control through no small part of Sonia herself and a lot of others as well. But to make matters all the more complicated, we believe that fire was set intentionally in order to create a sort of diversion, if you will, for some individuals to make off with, I believe it's called a shard of Paylor. And of course, this is very important information that doesn't reach a lot of ears too quickly. You can see the weight just from what I've said of what's happened. And we have been tasked to try and find these individuals who have taken this item and bring them back as quickly as possible. As well as return the shard to its rightful home.
He finishes reading the document, or did you hand him the document? No?
Yeah,
y'all just-
I mean, if they mentioned it, then yeah, I would have shown it to him. But I would be expecting it back.
Yeah, no, he hands it back. He says,
Okay.
This is quite alarming, and I can't say that I am happy to hear from Sonia in such poor times. Poor lady, she does a really good job over at Orncast. I wish we had her over here, but for this instance, I'm happy that things didn't burn all the way to the ground. Hopefully the crops are all okay. Yes. Who does the tippy tappy?
Oh, sorry, that was me.
No,
when he says talks about the crops, I'm assuming you're referring to the garden.
The garden, the old brook. I wary on the idea of this shard. I'm not entirely as well versed as my colleague in Orncast.
Would you, on our way in, so, first, may I say, your gardens, lovely. I love the sphere motif. I see how well that carries through the entire town, and the way the water flows over and into those spheres is frankly beautiful. But, the matter at hand, your guards outside seem to be quite concerned about checking everything, which was, of course, very good on them to be thorough. But has anything been stolen recently from here that would cause people to be alarmed?
The guards did mention something.
Yes, yeah. The most recent. I say the most recent. It has been. It's slightly unnerving. It seems I've heard from nearly every district, and I'm afraid that there's been something stolen from each home within Orlais, or as though it seems I've heard from perhaps maybe at least 70% of the population saying that there has been some problem or someone has broken in.
And stolen what?
Trinkets, small baubles, items, iconography that might be introduced from various deities or...
so it's all religious in nature?
Usually, yes.
Any particular bent towards any particular religion that seems to be being targeted, or just anything in general?
Most of us here are followers of the Lady of the Waters, Eldeth. But I would say that I know that there are a few others. I know that we are lucky to have a lot of the pup folk out towards the outskirts, and luckily none of them are any of the types that are followers of Yingzhou, the demon prince of yada yada.
No, I'm familiar, yeah.
But there, I know that there are some other followers, say, of Pelor, locally, that more maybe people who moved in from Orncast and whatnot. I don't really keep tabs on those things, unfortunately.
Well, how recently did these items begin to go missing, if I may ask?
It seemed like all happened last night, or there was an occurrence. There was a large crashing noise that alerted everyone, and then when everyone woke up, it seems almost collectively, there was a...
So you must suspect a number of individuals involved in order to accomplish that many, in order to get into that many homes in a single evening. I would expect. I
would assume so, yes. We're having council tomorrow to take note of each of... I've gone and asked all of the members of the community to go home and count their their belongings and to take inventory of what they've lost. And we're having a communication between everyone that's in town and everyone that's in the surrounding communities to make sure that we have a notarized variety of everything that's been lost, and submit that to Aldenea, and hopefully we can get some reinforcements or some help on that end.
Well, that is definitely concerning. So I'm trying to see if in times like this, with we're two different places who share so much commonality and sometimes depend on each other, to have crisis at a similar time like this. I'm trying to think if there might be a way where we can help each other out. Now,
this investigation, the only mark that I have to go off of is that there's been a slew of different symbologies or something like that, but there was newcomers in town, and one of them passerbys, which we have passerbys fairly often, as such as yourselves, and we've had to recently, hopefully they've upped security a little bit outside of the gates, but are having to be very careful with who we're allowing in the city now with this information. But there was this one notification that someone had seen, or at least about a dozen people had seen something about a purple robe or sash or something along the lines. We've sent word to the local communities of Colkirk and Orncast, even to hear back from hopefully Sonia herself, to see if there's been any newcomers who are wearing these purple iconographies.
Do they carry a symbol or anything? Or is it just a purple sash?
I heard it being called like a chess piece. I've heard it being called a cross. I've heard it being called a block or something like that. It's something rectangular, but very unsure. Yes, hey.
Do I know, out of character, do I know any of that kind of iconography or anything like that?
You can roll a history check.
Let me get my dice.
Can I see if I remember anyone with anything like that from our time in Orncast?
Yes, go ahead and roll a history check.
Finally, can I roll an insight to see generally how comfortable he feels telling us things? Yeah.
It's so much fun being smart. 15.
15, you're pretty...
that in combat.
You're pretty sure you did not see anyone with any kind of, like, purple bricky icon.
16 on the insight.
I am pouring some tea and enjoying it immensely as I have rolled my first nat 1 again.
Nat
Nice.
1.
Ayo.
Nat 1.
You'll love to see it. Boom.
It has been 8.
I do love to see it.
Honestly, I
If
feel
that
like
makes a difference.
Eight?
the last two sessions we've just been balancing our luck back out.
Yeah.
And what was your insight check? Z?
16.
He seems like a very trustworthy in the fact that he trust first type of individual. So
Perfect. My favorite.
not sure
type.
what that leads to or might be development of or where that stems from, but that's what you get.
Cool. I love that. Great. So then, so I'll be like, okay, so that unfortunately that hasn't drawn any obvious conclusions from my end. We were hoping you might mention something with a bit of maybe a point in hand or something related to some of the individuals we ran into. it could be a complete coincidence, of course, but to have the sky sort of send us a sign out of the blue, and then to have these catastrophes happen both around the same time does seem concerning.
Quite. You say pointed hand. Do you have an example of this, perhaps?
I believe I do. Or did Nova take it? I have it, or did Nova take it? Can't hear you, Needs.
I was chewing. I'm sorry. Nova
Yes.
has it. Nova has it.
Nova has
Nova's
it.
the one that picked it up. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna say.
You took the thing off of the cultist body.
We don't have it right now, but it is the symbol, I believe, of Bane.
Oh, Mother's Crest. Goodness me. Well, Ooh. Right. Well, there's not been any shady-looking individuals in the city as of my knowledge recently. Maybe one of the larger tavern owners might know about it. Susie and Sam over at the Golden Hopper are usually see the most traffic. But not entirely. I have not seen or heard of any of these. You were saying like cloaked individuals coming through.
We heard there may be some people that fit the description, if not the intent. In a town near a little area to the east of here nearby. From one of the guards. Now that's maybe a bit harsh, but something to go on.
Is a seedy community, kind of extricated from the rest of the communities within the continent of Varine. We do not trade with them, and therefore they do not trade with us. I believe the only trade routes that they have are tentative through Ironbirth, and also being very seedy there. But it seems a bit out of the way and strange for them to do it, but it could be.
It's perhaps a bit of a wild goose chase. We're just trying to. We're expecting. We understand based on some information that we think our culprits are fleeing south, and they may come through here. Although, based on your description, it seems like they are unlikely to be responsible for all of these thefts. So that doesn't particularly help, but at least it's something to look out for, since it does seem that there is a common thread of stolen religious iconography. Perhaps these events are related, if not necessarily committed by the exact same individuals.
Shiloh, sir? Do you by any chance have a shard in this city?
A shard?
A shard.
A shard of...
As in the shard of Pelor from Orncast, or any such symbol of power of a deity?
Oh, this is the shard. The kids say these Dune words every 100 years. There is one in Orlais that is bound to Eldath. Yes.
If I might be so bold as to ask, number one, where might that be at the moment?
And who is currently watching over it?
Who protects that?
I would be so bold is if I was to explain to a few individuals I just met after hearing about the event over at Orncast as to involving the area where the shard.
Totally understand.
I hope you understand. Yes. nice.
Yeah, allow me to rephrase the question slightly. If we wanted to ensure that it was safe, who could we talk to just to verify, maybe get them to go check? Just because it would seem that objects of holy power have been an interest of pilfering individuals as of late.
Right,
and
of course.
we want to make sure that you're, all right here.
I assure that the object in question is safe.
When was the last time you were assured of this?
After all of the, even after all of the thefts have been completed.
So it would have been today. Okay, well,
yeah, so
that's good news.
Yeah, it was today. I'm sure that's fine.
That's good news.
I would perhaps suggest that you make sure that you continue to guard and keep watch on it, considering what's happened in Orncast.
They had a number of individuals.
You might consider checking more often.
Yeah,
in the coming weeks.
There were quite a number of cloaked individuals, and this was not a silent operation. There were a few fatalities involved. So you might consider having someone with weapons nearby that object going forward.
Of course. Hopefully we can reach out to one of the local guilds or something. I know that there's a branch of the Phoenix League over in Orncast. Hopefully.
Do you happen to have a letter of introduction on you, Marlow, just by any chance?
Oh, sure. Hi. My name is Marlow. I am a simple spark of the Phoenix League, and I am here as a representative. And I'm gonna go shuffle through my pack and give him my little.
That is well rehearsed, I will say. I've met many members that are not that well organized. So thank you. This is such crisp paper, so professional.
Yes, if you give it a little smell, it smells a little bit like tea leaves. I thought it was just a nice, proper presentation is very important. So I just wanted to, yes, hi.
Perhaps you could extend to your teammates over in Orncast by some means of extension of services over here.
Absolutely. Would you like it in reference to protection of the object in question, or to help find you who's thieving, or
perhaps the investigation, perhaps the city as a whole? We can organize something like that out, perhaps in the morning.
I will definitely send word.
Much appreciated.
It's an honor. I'll be glad to do so.
Sonia did pick some of the more qualified individuals she could find to go looking for this shard, naturally. So we have quite a few members of here of some reputation and capability looking for this missing item. It's quite important, as you understand. There's a lot of farming that relies on its recovery.
Whenever you had first noted the shard of Palo, I figured there was some religious symbol that was taken or something like that, and I was saying maybe par for the course for things that have been going on around here, but the gravity of the situation, now that I better understand you, is worrisome.
Yes, I do believe that the Yard Brook is suffering as a result of it being stolen. So
I have heard from members of the pup that they have also had some limitations in their own wheat crop growing, and I'm afraid that it seems like it already looks like it's the end of this cycle, and we're only 3 months out.
We really need to get it back. It cannot be overstated how important it is. So
I would like to impress again that it's important that you keep that shard safe, and I don't think with all the thefts going on around here, I don't think it's necessarily that big of a leap to, as Zeke was saying, assume that possibly somebody is looking for it here. And you mentioned somebody with a purple iconography. Where were they seen? What exactly made them suspicious?
We are a small farming community, and the popularity of our items that we grow around here are great for brewers, and we have a couple in the area, but none that are especially one, I would say, wonderful. But maybe I'm just a picky drinker. But I would say that the thing that is suspicious is that there's not that many travelers through here. Either they might stay the night and on their way into Orncast for the festivals, or be on the way from Orncast down to wherever. It's a little out of the way.
What Orncast experienced was not a few ne'er-do-well travelers taking advantage of the opportunity. This was planned and very much premeditated. So I would expect, and I'm sure you'll discover more going forward, that that these thefts that you've experienced may be organized by people who are quite dedicated to whatever silly nefarious cause they've adhered to. But the whole point is, if you're gonna prepare to protect your own shot and to do this investigation, I would not scale the ball too low for what you expect to find. And I think I would be prepared for something larger to be going on.
So, can I just clarify to make sure that I had? So he was suspicious because he was loitering around, and
no, the only situations that was noted was, well, I guess it would be loitering. There was passerbys that were new to the city that a few individuals had noted that they had these sashes or something in their bags or something along those lines, and were in multiple areas of the city, even in the residential areas. Just, I guess they were indeed maybe scoping them out, which is kind of what we're assuming.
And this was the same day. This was the day before the objects all went missing.
Of course, yes. It was, I think, a total, it would be, everyone found out about it yesterday, so the day before, so I'd say 2 days ago is when they were here, maybe 3 days ago is when they arrived.
Do you have a physical description of that individual?
The only thing is, no one was able to give physical descriptions of these individuals. They noted that their faces were very nondescript. Whenever they would try to describe their faces, they would almost seem as if their mind was blanking.
Have they seen them since?
No.
If I may, sir, something that people might have remembered, even if you only remember them mentioning it in passing, was there a particular direction that these folks arrived from when they first showed up here?
We believe that they were coming from the east. They were either coming from the eastward gate or the southward gate. So that would mean that they might have come that way and gone back out that way. We kind of threw that idea out the window immediately, as they could have just come from a certain area, depending on whatever gate they came in through.
I see.
But the guards who did notice them said that they were probably they believed that they saw them either in the east gate or the south gate. But again, even the guards that I had been very fervently note-taking on to make sure that they kept track of everyone that came into town still couldn't remember their faces. They said they were wearing no hoods and no clothes.
Did they leave tracks? Did you look for any tracks, or were those missing as well?
The tracks that were traced outside of town seem to have died off several hundred yards outside.
Would it be possible to get a guard to show us the end point on one of those tracks, as they would remember it? Sometime perhaps tomorrow.
They would be able to. Another part of it was the track went each direction, each gate. It was almost as if there was a copy, a duplicates of these tracks. They were very fine in following up with whatever this theft was. It was not a simple, even though it was, it seems like it was a well planned out venture. So, but regardless, there are things that I might be able to dredge up and pull information together regarding some books that I might have on these subjects that might be able to help you in the morning. Though, with it being so late tonight, I would need to go ahead and get on that as soon as I could.
That would be much
I'm sorry, I don't have
appreciated.
anything immediately.
We are gonna have to move on soon to continue our pursuit of these expected criminals, to try and stay in step with them, if you will. To not let them get too far away before we find perhaps some leads to their whereabouts. So unfortunately, we can't stay too long to investigate your issues, but we will do what we can, naturally, especially to see if it perhaps dovetails nicely with what our problems as well. Perhaps in case they are related. Does that seem agreeable to anyone here? To maybe give a cursory look over what's going on here and see if it's related.
A brief investigation would not be too much out of our way, especially if it's related.
I think it's valuable to see if there is more to what we are chasing.
One can never be too informed, I suppose.
Well, maybe you've been looking at the wrong types of information then.
So,
well, there are certainly some things worth knowing less about.
Eve, every time you open your mouth, I just worry more about you.
Oh, it's fine.
A little bit more.
I actually wanted to ask, Nova, did you ever write your name in my book? Can't hear you.
But
Now I can hear you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Well, I did, but I'm not there right now.
Cool. So I open my book up and I turn to the page with her name and I sort of drag it off of that page in glowing orange flame and to another page where I put it at the top. And then I'm going to write into the book.
Abe, what are you doing? I'm nervous.
First to die.
At at how do you pronounce his name?
Sheila?
Shiloh, yeah. At Shiloh's
You're not
house.
a high enough level to do this.
Wait, am I not?
No, that's
No.
a 5th level thing.
It's a
Remember?
5th level.
You're right. I forgot. Damn it. Never mind. Sadness.
Got you this time.
I'm sorry, Abe. Do you want a letter sent? I can send Bird off.
Abe was like
really
trying to
Yeah.
drag over, but it keeps on going back.
Going back.
Little, like,
in little like
the
in
page
little-
shakes.
Yeah. Page shakes. Just like you're not like high enough ranked in the organization yet.
There's a little tear in the page with like embers at the corner, and crawling out there's this little lion orange creature that goes, "Hi, would you like some
Clippy.
help?"
Like an infernal.
Like a little
I
paper
noticed
clip.
I noticed that you're trying to send a message.
As
Would you
soon
like
as
to
you
update
said
your
that.
software?
Oh my god. Oh fuck, that'd be amazing.
Little flame clippy.
Little flame clippy.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna, it's fine, we can worry about it later.
Well, I will be having this meeting at early hours in the morning, and you should all go into meet up with whatever companions you might have before it gets
Just
too late.
in case, if you're gonna take some actions to begin gun the shard, assuming this seems unlikely, but if the individuals who were in Horncast were traveling here, I expect they'd make similar time to us, and they might be here tonight. So if you were going to increase any sort of guard or preparation, it might be reasonable to do that right away, like tonight.
Zeke, they left ahead of us, so if anything...
So they might have been here already. So I'm just saying that, like,
Yeah, but maybe they didn't deal as well with their ent as we did.
I doubt that they ran into an ant.
You ran into an ant?
I was
Oh,
being
yeah.
metaphorical.
I think we're
Val.
getting a little off topic here, Sheila.
I'm just saying, maybe God
I think
as soon
the
as
point
possible for
is-
my own relief. If you're not worried, I won't be worried either.
Discreetly would be important as
Yeah.
well. If it's in a secret place, you don't want to give away the location.
Of course.
But if something happens, we are staying at Golden Hopper, I believe.
The Golden Hopper, yeah. We'll be talking to Susie and Sam, as it will, as well, to see if they are aware of any individuals that fit our description that might have passed through.
I think we've had a very productive discussion here. I do think that the elder here could use his sleep. However, before we
He like
just dip
puts
out,
his tea back down. Yes, sleep.
before before we dip out here for a minute, I would say that we traveled an awful long way to bring this message along, and I'm not strictly as sure where my coin pouch might be for paying for my room tonight. I don't know if there's anything that could be done.
I was planning on
about the
covering
room and
it, if you would,
arrangements.
Abe. I appreciate the thought.
That, unfortunately, would be between you and Sam or you and Susie. Unfortunately, I cannot take away the money from the small businesses that help run this town.
Oh, no, yeah, of course.
Val just shoots the boys a look.
But I appreciate the gesture.
Marlo looks supremely embarrassed. Very embarrassed.
Poor. Marlon, disgusted at the poor.
Hey, Zeke, if you are in that much need of funds for accommodation, I would be more than happy to supply. Do
I'm
not
perfectly.
We'll go over that later.
Perfectly,
The important thing is the shard is safe. That's what we're concerned about. That your shard is safe. There has been trouble. We're not sure if it's related yet. We'll do more investigation in the morning, and we really appreciate you talking to us this evening. Does that basically sum up things pretty well?
Sounds good to me.
Ah, thank you so
Can I-
much. You've been
can I just-
wonderful.
And forgive me if this is a little forward, but may I have some of your tea to brew later? It was absolutely delicious.
Of course, yes. One second. And you see, like, he goes over to the table and grabs some shears, and then he goes over to not a closet area, but one of those like standing closet door separation things, and like folds it back, and you see that there's like 20 large tea leaf trees. And he goes and he clips. Well, he says they're large. They're about a little taller than him, so they're about like chest height. And he goes and reaches up and clips off a little branch, and then brings it over to you. I'm sure that your friend here was able to dehydrate these properly.
Marlow, before you steep the tea leaves, maybe you and I could have a brief discussion.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
She'll put it in her bag.
We have taken up enough of this gentleman's time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get up and push my chair in. Or actually, I'm gonna put my chair back wherever it came from.
Yeah, it was just like on the side of the wall. It was like this bench. You could tell like there's like the big people chairs, and then there's like chairs.
I'm gonna set the things that I've used kind of back where they came from.
He waits for you to do it. Thank you.
I'll give a little bow and I'll say, next time I'm home, I'll send you some tea from my home as thanks.
Much appreciated, of course. Any for a fellow tea lover. Unfortunately, the couple over at the Hopper don't appreciate the tea kind. They're more of the bean kind. But we won't talk too bad about them. But you all have a wonderful evening, as much as this poor news can allow, and hopefully we'll see you all in the morning.
Thank you for allowing us into your home at such a late hour. And Belle's gonna give a very small bow.
Right as I get to the door, I'll kind of look back and like do a little like, and be like, keep safe and don't agree to anything with too much trouble, and I'll leave.
Abe is just like already. Abe is just like already walking away as he suddenly sees everyone stop to bow, and he's just like, and he'll turn back and like reach for a hat, realize he doesn't have one, and just and walk back.
Marlow, you hear a voice ring, just like a very deep, grumbly. I don't have the voice mod.
I know, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting
like
for it.
An expected noise, and he says, "All right, well, all of you have a good night." And then he goes to like is walking you all out the door.
Wait, did Balmung say anything, or did I?
No. Balmung, he gave an expected.
I'm gonna tip a chair over as I leave.
Oh my god.
Oh, good. Oh, clumsy me, I guess.
You're like, sorry.
Val's gonna pick the chair back up and just kind of roll her eyes.
Marlow just...
Looking up, there's a tear going down Marlow's
Marlow just runs out of building.
Grumbly voice is like, I don't have I want the voice mod. It's like, there's a difference between being rude and making a prank, but you're still rude. Meanwhile,
Balmung, do you have a head cold or something?
Meanwhile, as Xyriel and Nova, you break off and you see the rest of the party pulling ahead, going along with Marisha, and you're able to drop off the caravan. You can see that there's an older, grizzled gnome, young, like smaller, gnomish person with a clean-shaved face with like kind of wrinkly eyes and like longer silver hair that kind of like slicks back. Currently like smoking a pipe and like reading through a book. And as you kind of guide the horses up to it, says, how many nights?
Let's just stay the one for now. And then we may come back and pay for more later. Is that okay?
Of course. That will be for 3 and a caravan. 2 silver pieces, please.
Okay. And he reaches into his pouch, very readily gives it to him.
He pulls out the biggest gem the man has ever seen.
Oh goodness.
That will suffice.
This is good, yes. You pay him and he goes ahead and hitches the ox and like, oh, you're a strong one. Like trying to pull one of the horses, but it's kind of stubborn. He says, I'm guessing you're looking for the Golden Hopper. It's the only one open. Down there to the right. And he points at like the sign that's kind of hanging over, and you can see light kind of pouring out into the thoroughfare from this like one larger double door about 500 feet away.
Thank you so much. You ready, Nova? And he's about to grab her by the hand and start leading her there before like he probably notices that she's like not wanting to be touched. I'm like, yep. And he goes, never mind, let's go. Yep. Grabs his horn.
I like
let's
cross
go.
my arms and start walking around behind or next to Xyriel, either one, depending on
He turns around and like starts walking backwards while he talks to you. He's like, do you think everything will be okay here? I mean, they said people were stealing some things. Do you think that has anything to do with what's been going on?
Well, people steal all the time. I'm not really sure I know how much or how little here relative to what has happened in the past.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll figure out more when the rest of the group comes by, though.
I hope so. I hope they're okay. He runs into the back of the door, or back of the wall. Oh! I think we're here.
She gives a little eyebrow raise and opens up the door for Xyriel to go in.
He opens up the other door for her.
Nova walks in.
You see that there's about a dozen tables over in this lower area, and there's 2 kind of staircases that are leading up to an upper area where there's probably about another half dozen total upstairs. It's a taller ceilinged area that continues on to the back, where you would assume are the rooms that kind of like lie behind, with some bathhouse rooms at the bottom. There's a U-shaped bar there with a singular. It's very like low topped bar, but there's like a second one that's like a high top bar with like a long slant, almost like this weird like U-shaped slide like ramp type thing that sits there. There's a middle-aged halfling gentleman staying there, currently like rubbing like what looks like he's trying to rub away a spot. He's got like these big circular glasses, this curly red hair, and a kind of a bushy red mustache. He says, oh, rooms for tonight.
Yeah,
yes.
Evening. How many rooms do you have available?
Let's see. I believe that there's about a dozen rooms open today.
Oh, that's perfect.
How many
Can we
are
get
you?
6 of them?
6.
5.
Yes. Fair enough.
5 of them.
5. 5.
2 5.
Okay. For how long of a stay are you believing that you're going to be taking?
I think we're just staying the night for now, and we might need to rebook like once the day is over. Is that okay?
Of course. This is you've all been checked by the guards, I presume?
Yep, they checked our carriage before we got in, and it's over with that old gentleman across the street.
Of course. Oh, very well. Yes, you'll be in 6 through 12 upstairs. And the doors are unlocked. If you would like a key, I can provide those, but they are all stay unlocked for the most part. The total for 6 rooms for a night will be 12 silver, or 1 gold, 2 silver.
I put down 2 gold. I give that to him. There you go, sir.
Would you like breakfast in the morning as well?
Yeah, that would be great, actually. What do you usually have?
Local favorite around here is we call it the Surf and Tide, which is just beer and bread. It really fills you up in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any coffee by any chance?
Oh, yes. You see, like he lowers down like this like a secretary desk, like kind of like foldable thing that kind of rolls up like a garage door almost, that rolls down, and there's like these 4 huge brass like brewing machines that has like 18 different types of beans that are strewn throughout, and he like looks very proud of it, and like almost like shows it off like, here, you could see, and then he like goes through and starts like naming a couple of them.
Nova's also definitely very impressed and is going to look to see if there's tea, but isn't going to really care all that much.
You see that there's like, you kind of glance around and you see that there's like one very tiny glass jar of like dried. We got Lipton.
We got Lipton.
And it's like behind all the bottles.
Okay, cool. We've got all of our boxes checked. All right, perfect.
We got Lipton.
Like a 3-year-old Earl Grey.
It's dry as fuck.
Perfect.
The mistress will be down in the morning. I'll be taking my shift off for today. But if there's anything that you need, we are just in the room next door to this establishment, and we're very. There's a service bell just on that wall, and you look over, and there's like a bell chime here that like goes up to a string and a pulley that goes through a hole in the wall, and continues on outside. So if you're needing anything, just don't be afraid to ring that. Please prefer it if it is like more emergent things, of course.
Before you leave, do you have any dinner left over by any chance that me and my friends that are coming might be able to purchase? Or is that kind of out for the night?
Oh, no, of course. It's mostly dry goods at this point, and they're a little bit dried, but could throw them on the stove before they get here.
Do you think you could put like 6 plates worth or 6 people's worth?
Yeah,
if that's okay with you, Nova. I don't know if you want any food right now or not.
I'll have a little bite.
Of course, yes.
We will also be taking the beer and bread in the morning as well. I don't know if we paid you for that yet.
Yes, it's all covered. Don't worry. And so he goes in the back, and you can smell like a mixture of like, it sounds like there's like, you hear like a big fire, like a butane torch almost like start, and then you hear like a slish and slosh of like different things all kind of being thrown together into like, it sounds like just one big pot. And the aroma starts filling the air as you two are kind of, there's no one downstairs right now. It's pretty barren. There's like some glowing firelight from a fireplace over to the right. It's still a little bit chilly outside right now, but it's pretty quiet in here.
You want to go take a seat and wait for everybody and the food?
Yeah,
that sounds. He points over at the fireplace.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just grab a drink and some coffee too. I don't know how late we're gonna be staying up. Do you want one?
I'm good, thank you though.
Okay. so I can get a glass of beer and a little espresso.
Gotcha. Eventually, you're presented with like a very heavy iron pot that's put in the center of the table, and that he shows is just like a potato hash, and puts out 6 plates with some local ale at each of the plates, and then eventually like brings out you hear like this like it sounds like a lawnmower that starts up, and you hear the brass machinery just kind of like as like you see like he flips over some levers, and you hear like a slight whistle and howl, and then finally like a loud, like after like some grinding and some pressing noises and some steam goes off, eventually comes out of this huge machine. There's like this one little cup at the end, and it goes with like a little, like a bell that he kind of silences with his hand. And brings it over.
Great.
Um,
Okay. I'm gonna sip a little bit of the coffee. How does it taste?
It's very refreshing, and at this north, it's more of an full-bodied and earthy tone.
So I'm gonna start eating. Just be quiet.
All right. Y'all want to do anything while the group is coming in? Before the group's coming in?
Xyriel just sits and he starts to eat, and then he looks back up at Nova and goes, "Are you okay, Nova?"
Yeah.
I mean, with
just
everything
a lot
that's
on my
gone on,
mind.
are you sure? Because we had a lot of crazy stuff going on recently, and I just want to make sure that you're okay.
You want to roll a perception check real quick?
Yes. Will this be perception or insight?
Or insight.
I guess insight.
He has.
But I mean, it actually doesn't matter.
got a plus-
because...
He has passive insight.
My passive insight is 15, and I also rolled a 15.
Well, I rolled a 2. So I'm not hiding the fact that I'm not doing okay, but I'm also very much like, I don't want to talk about it. So I look at you and I sip more of my espresso and I say, I'm fine.
What's your favorite color?
I don't think I have one.
You don't have a favorite color? Nothing? Nothing's ever tickled your fancy before?
Well, I mean, a lot of the colors tickle my fancy, but I can't really say that any one color does.
No? So like a rainbow?
She's like very confused by this question.
Yep.
Doesn't really understand the purpose behind it.
Nope.
So she just goes, no, I don't have a favorite color. Do you?
I'm always kind of particular to my light blues or purples. I don't know. Kind of. And he points to his cloak. Kind of fit perfectly when I found it.
She doesn't say anything beyond that. She just stops the conversation, takes a bite of her potato, and after like a very long, awkward silence, she goes, first off, does she know the deity that Xyriel has?
I don't think Xyriel wears like. Do you put your?
My shield is painted in the symbol. It's black center with a purple border.
Mm.
Yep, that's it.
You can roll a religion check.
Or I thought because of my background.
Just to like understand it's more of for something different.
rolled an 8 plus religion is going to be a 5, so 13.
Yeah, you know the deity, and that the shield is like an open worship of it, which is not the normal vibe, but
So after this long conversation, or long silence, and also what Nova would see is like kind of superficial conversation that she's just like doesn't understand that you were trying to like bond with her. She just straight up asks like, "So tell me about Char." I haven't seen a lot of people who openly prescribe to her religion.
Yeah. No, there aren't a lot of us that are super open about it, and when they are super open about it, it's kind of in a bad way. But I'm of the opinion that it doesn't have to be a bad way. Kind of just depends on how you want to do it. What do you want to know? I don't mind sharing if you want to hear about it. I haven't had very many people, ask me about it in such a nonchalant way.
Well, I'm of the mindset that one's religion gives me some information on the values they hold, but also, I mean, religion. Religion. I have a tricky perspective on religion, and she starts to like get a little uncomfortable and fidgety.
Most people do. It's okay.
Which you can tell when she says you seem smart. She's totally lying.
Yeah.
Totally lying, but she's trying to like get some.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Yep. So just sit there and smile.
And I just want to make sure you are not blindly following a religion. I don't care if it's good or bad, just that you are. I don't know. Do you ask yourself why you follow the religion you do?
I find myself having asked that a lot in my life, and I keep coming back to the same answers. So I think it's I don't think I'm just blindly following. In fact, I'm very proudly following. A lot of people I don't think would be able to say that. But I am, and I don't care who knows it.
What is it about Char that you so emphatically appreciate?
I mean, she can be there for when people are at their lowest, because that's kind of her whole thing, is being there in the darkest of times. And that doesn't have to be in a bad way. That can also be in a good way. That can also be in a helpful way and a processing way. At least that's how I like to see it. That's how I like to see it.
It's quite optimistic of you.
He thinks so too. I think I kind of throw her for a loop a little bit. Yeah, but that's okay. I'd rather throw someone for a loop and have it be a positive loop than kind of follow the status quo and it be negative. Hurt people and be destructive.
I agree that a status quo can be quite destructive. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Did I already drink that beer?
Maybe just a little bit of it.
A little bit. It's fine. It's been a long day. All right. Well, I appreciate that. I don't think I know many who would value their deity and the values that you see in them, the good that you see in them, without blindly following. As long as she allows you to challenge yourself and question. I have no
Nova.
problems with it.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's been a long time since someone's told me that about my own deity.
You should never feel stigmatized by the religion you follow. Words and beliefs are only a piece of someone's entire perspective. And I believe that your actions for the group, as well as you as an individual, have been admirable. And I don't say this often, so like enjoy it now. But she takes a big sip of beer. I have appreciated you in the party. Don't get all soft. I see the smile, like, quit it. Seriously, like, it's just me letting you know you're appreciated. Yep. Okay, grumpy's fine. Yeah. All right. I'm done with, okay, yeah, just eat your potato. Yeah.
I appreciate you too, Nova. And Xyriel pulls the thought out, that exact thing, and puts it in a vial with the encode thoughts, and is like, now I really won't forget it. And he puts it back into his pouch.
Nova gets real quiet, sips on her espresso.
You hear a tink tink, like metal tapping noise on your left hand as you like see Jadar just kind of like the two and trying to hit the metal.
The precious baby, I still love the dragon. Nova's just gonna like try and curl her little thumb on the side of his maybe ear. Does he have ears or just ear holes?
Ear holes usually for dragons.
Okay, it's gonna probably be like around his ear hole, but like not in his ear hole. Just like kind of confused about how to entertain.
Just the cat thing, like
just the little cat thing. I got you. I have you now.
And yeah,
wait.
Yep. Wait,
right,
and
sounds good.
Probably just not engage in conversation unless it's.
It's about 10 minutes later that y'all wait and Sam's cleaning up the kitchen while y'all are talking, and then y'all eventually hear the four of y'all all head in, and you can
hear
smell
more clanking.
the new.
You hear more sounds of metal as Val, you know.
The clink clink. Oh, there it is. There she is.
There she is.
Choose your character. Do.
Hello. Did I miss something? Sorry.
Not yet.
No, we just
commenting on the fact that you have an auditory range where people are aware you've entered the vicinity.
Yes, Val is here.
So you all enter and are greeted with the smell of potato hash.
Welcome. We got all of you guys food.
Yeah. Oh,
and drink.
So, side note, raid happened and super belated. Thank you for the raid. You won.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Amazing.
Hey. Also, welcome. We have potato hash and beer.
Here's a key for you and a key for you, and he goes through and just gives everyone the
like Zeke looks at the key and he like looks over at Ape like, all right, and he takes like his and Ape's key. Or is there just one between them?
You didn't need to even worry about paying for your rooms anyway.
No, I got it. You're all good.
They asked Elder to pay for.
They asked the elder of this city to pay for their rooms.
Look, I'm just saying we provided a service.
What service have we provided to this town?
We delivered a message. We had to come a rather long way through
delivered the message to
And
Master
ghosts?
Fronar, to the wrong person.
The message was for Master Fronar, Abraham, not for Shiloh. We have provided no service.
Now he's aware that there are people stealing shards.
He was already aware that there was somebody stealing.
Here's
him.
some beer. Xyriel's just offering drinks to people.
I think, Abe, if you don't mind, we should have a conversation about manners and etiquette. One of
I
these.
can't hear you.
We should have a conversation about manners and etiquette one of these days, because you kind of. I know you're not from here, and it's just that's not something.
Well, I don't spend much time in manors, so I don't know much about them. They're like most of the places that we go, people don't have places that big.
Yeah, but now you're here, and certain levels of propriety are expected of people.
Is there like
and,
a ranking system to this
I think
propriety?
Look, I think you're expecting a lot here. I have more of an amateur variety. Whatever
a base
you're saying.
level of person.
Oh my good lord. Abe, for someone who is so intelligent, you are quite dumb.
First of all, I take offense to that, and I don't think that you necessarily know what you're talking about, miss. I now have a crown, and I don't know what that does, because it just sort of attaches things, and I guess I'm attached to a rock now. You've got a rock that follows you around, and I was going to do some research on that, but I guess that's... Xyriel, where's my plant?
Oh, I got it right here.
We've all made questionable decisions the past few days, but that doesn't mean we can't work forward to fix them.
At least my questionable decisions don't offend people.
It's a bit. I will say, it's a bit unusual for us. In this environment, I think we'd be considered peons. Is that fair, Abe? In this,
yeah,
messages. It's weird for us to travel to a person of authority's house and leave that house with neither their gold nor threats to do something on their behalf. It was a very neutral interaction. There wasn't a lot of exchange going on there. And that was a bit unusual, but it's something we're willing to accept, because like that's probably how things normally work in the cities, I'd imagine, regardless of where we're from. Abe, like we went to the city that one time, right? And people just win places just cause. So I think that we understand that perhaps not asking for things or expecting any asks to be given or made is a reasonable outcome. Is that what to understand?
Yes. Not every conversation involves an exchange of goods or services.
Well, it does, because otherwise, why are you talking?
That's exactly what I was getting at, the same exact way. But apparently, maybe that comes later.
Hey, what's your favorite color?
Oh my god.
I'll just sort of turn around to Xyriel, confused as hell.
He's just holding up like this mug. What's your favorite color?
Oh, and I'll take my plant. It's... I don't... Seems awfully early to be having such a personal conversation. And anyway, all I was gonna say about the thing that Marlow was saying
it's
was
I feel like Xyriel, I feel like red is a pretty safe choice.
I thought so too. I just wanted to show him that you can have a conversation and not exchange anything important.
Well, you were about to find out my favorite color, which would give you a considerably higher degree of power over me, should you wish to leverage that information against me.
Hey Abe, what color is your shirt right now?
What color is it?
Whatever, like, antagonistic is, so like orange or some shit. I don't know. Not orange or red. Probably like, I don't know. What you have the the
My
thing.
headcanon is like he was a little embarrassed about how personal that conversation was. So he
Yeah.
had like a little blush pink before it changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It was like pink, and then it went to like yellow orange.
Fair enough.
It's orange right now. It seems to have decided that it feels like being orange at the moment.
Val, were you gonna say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to say for someone who thinks that conversation has no purpose other than to gain or exchange power or goods, you talk quite a lot.
Well,
Marlow
normally
giggles.
normally I allow Zeke to do most of the talking, and I let my contract speak for me, but
We have a question. Eve.
as of recently, you lot have been preferring that instead of writing contracts and make things logical and simple, I attempt to avail myself of Zeke's department of things more often.
I know. I frankly wish we'd stick to our old patterns, but here we are, changing again, accommodating the new environment.
Well, for the sake of this conversation, my favorite color is also red.
Ah, good to know. Zeke, what's your favorite color?
Well, you know that color right between red and black that blood gets just as it starts to dry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not that one. I actually would prefer a nice lime green.
Oh my lord.
See,
I had a
Marlow,
lime once.
You want to tell everyone what your favorite color is? Then we'll all know each other's favorite color.
At this point, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get like an actual drink, and I'm gonna get some of the coffee and go sit down.
White? I think.
White?
White?
White.
Good to know.
White.
A very pure choice.
Why would you say that?
White symbolizes purity, Marlow. But it also matches your hair, so.
Absolutely.
My hair is a little bit more gray than white, I think.
That's,
Your hair.
that's fair.
See, now we know a little bit more about each other. Isn't that awesome? We didn't have to exchange or sell or lord over any of us.
I like white too. But like not quite white. That color right when blue flame passes into that just blinding clear color of endless space inside the white flame.
Good to know.
That color.
Cyan.
Cyan.
Can I finish
Not
writing?
cyan.
So, you should probably ask us what happened with the person we talked to, because I was about to go on about how we all exchanged favorite colors. But that's fine.
Oh, sorry, you're
We
right.
I figured it was important. You probably would have brought it up to us by now.
How private does this area look?
There's no one around you.
It's literally
Cool.
us.
Just us? Okay, there's not like some random shopkeep like cleaning like
No,
right next to
it
okay,
is-
cool.
It is past
Maybe we
midnight
should
now. It
Still
is.
talk quietly though.
Yeah. So I'll kind of motion people in a bit closer, right? Like
I do.
Hey,
not
short
closer,
version,
but I'm
Zeke.
definitely within earshot.
Closer, but I'll sit down.
Yeah. Cool. It's great. So Zeke motions everyone in closer. No one moves in closer. Wait, does Xyriel move in closer? Xyriel moves in closer. There we go.
Abe,
Boom.
Abe also like gets up. Abe gets up from the seat he's in, moves one seat closer, and sits down.
I'll be like, so their shard is safe. According at least to the elder. So we are in good situation there. We warned him about potential danger. I assume he'll be taking whatever actions are possible to secure it. We found out a little more about all the stolen missing items. It turns out they were of and Marlow, correct me if I make any missteps here. And Abe, I assume you have everything written down, so I won't worry about that. But they stole a lot of looks like religious related iconography and trinkets items. Once again suggesting that whoever's involved is trying to take action against the commonly held religious entities, spiritual entities of these people. However, they didn't get the big one. They don't seem to have gotten the shard. I suspect that these events are related, given the time frame, but unfortunately, the people involved did not seem to be worshippers of Bane.
No, they seem to be worshippers of someone else. They wore purple. Was it purple cloaks? Purple sashes.
Yeah.
It's a purple sash. It's like an iconography.
Yeah. Can we describe the symbol?
Xyriel's holding his cloak close to
Who
him.
was
His
it me?
purple cloak. Yeah. What that mean?
I'll give a subtle look to Xyriel. Like,
Yeah. What is Xyriel's holy symbol look like?
None of
do
you.
you know-
Well, I would say make a religion check.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Val.
Oh God! All right, hold up. Let me. Sorry, I have moved surreptitiously to my bed because I was feeling dizzy. So let me pull it up.
I'll still give like a shake of my head to Xyriel, talking about purple religious possible symbol.
Abe might
do I
know,
see any
but
symbols
does
on-
not care.
Do I see any symbols on Xyriel?
You need to make a religion check to see if
Yeah,
you can
that's what I'm looking
recognize
for. Yeah.
If it's a symbol or if it's just a black shield.
Yeah.
And,
Skills, religion.
did you guys describe it yet?
The shield,
Oh,
I
no,
described it as best I could.
Okay,
the purple sash.
We didn't get a lot of information. It was a purple sash.
gotcha.
I got
Basically,
Um,
what we know is
Would I be
basically
able to
what we know is purple and a squarish thing.
I
Well,
got-
rectangular.
Since I have
Let's resolve that first.
Sorry, I got a 14.
14.
and I got a
Um,
17 because I'm proficient in religion.
Oh shit.
Is Val proficient in religion?
Honestly, I don't think so because it's an intelligence-based stat, and she is not very smart.
Okay, cool.
Ah,
So
Zeke's a
if
little smart.
you're not sure what deity Xyriel follows, but Zeke, you assume that it's Shar, based on the only thing that is nearly a religious symbol is his shield.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Shar would not fit the purple sash random symbol thing, or would that be possible?
There's no rectangles in
Shar stuff.
Shar's thing. It's black and purple and a big old circle.
Okay, these guys were random stuff. Purple.
It was
and squares.
they said it was either a cross, a chess piece, or a square.
Which is not the same thing. So let me get into this. This is where things get a little bit
No, I don't think we need to get
spicy.
too much into it. It's an iconography on purple sash, and I think the more telling aspect of it was that nobody would ever be able to recall their faces.
I think they couldn't recall the symbol either. Because here's the thing, a rectangle and a cross are very different, very recognizable shapes. If it was a chess piece, I could understand a chess piece and a cross getting confused, or maybe a rectangle. But a rectangle is a very simple shape, and to confuse that with a cross, I think perhaps whatever was affecting their ability to recall faces was affecting the icons or symbols as well. Now, Nova, do you perhaps know something clever here that we are missing?
Are you saying that their memories have been changed?
Not necessarily changed so much as they said that when they looked at the face, they could not see it, could not describe it. It was just plain.
So to be
unable
fair,
to
either at some
to be
point,
fair, Marlow, we couldn't say whether the issue was with their initial perception of the face, or if the issue was with how they remembered the face after they had perceived it. That would be beyond what we could tell from them telling the story
at some
afterwards.
point between seeing the face, which could have been instantaneously, or when they were trying to explain what they saw, they could no longer describe what they were seeing.
That's very fair, but I also think it's a much less likely occurrence for these people to find every single person who found them after they saw their face and identify each of these people and change each of them one after the other.
That would be challenging.
However, it is much less likely.
But you could
And
do
it's
it
not
en
okay
masse.
to assume that it is.
Okay, so let's run a hypothetical here, because I
don't
agree.
think this is the important part right now.
It's probably not. The manner of which that they accomplish this is probably not the most important, unless it tells us how they know how to do it. Yeah?
What you trying to do, Nova?
Did you guys actually see the shard?
No.
No. They were very secretive of its location, which makes sense.
That's why a
But
lot
we
of
did find out
religious
which-
iconography was taken, because they just didn't know which one was the right one.
Perhaps. That's what I was thinking could have been a possibility. But also, it wasn't just this city's deity's iconography that was taken. And I would assume if they were looking for the shard of this city, they would specifically take that of the Lady of the Water.
I am.
What was the name of the deity which had a shard here?
Eldeth.
Eldeth.
Lady of the Water.
Well, I'd be willing to guess they keep the shard wherever the main place for her is in the town.
It's most likely the waterfall.
I was thinking that, but I don't really want to find where the shard is.
One more time. Sorry, I couldn't catch that.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I didn't really want to say it because I don't really want to know where the shard is necessarily. If it's safe, it is not really my business.
I'm surprised, Marlow. I would think you would want to know for sure with your own eyes rather than based on what someone told you.
I mean, it's not my responsibility here, and also the less amount of people who know about it, the less likely that information will spread. If I am not privy to that knowledge, then that's not my place.
Nova drinks a sip of beer.
What?
Nova drinks a sip of beer. A little bit.
I don't think we should go out of our way to look for it when they have asked us not to.
I intend, without casting any doubt on the dear elder who was so forthright with us, I think when we do deliver this message to Master Yosef, I believe, as was intended, we're gonna ask him as well. I think the safer option, rather than trying to look at the shards ourselves, would be to ask independently of each other a few different individuals who would want the shard safe and make sure they all give us the same answer. That would be perhaps a less intrusive way to ensure that it still is where it's supposed to be, and get as many people involved as possible.
Do we even know
to be
who
looking
wants to
for
keep
safety.
it safe, though?
The
where
only
would we
person
even start with that?
where I'm going from is because Sonia is so highly trusted in my mind based on her actions in Orncast, then the person and also the priests, who I believe a few of which died protecting their shard, if they're in agreement that the person we're supposed to deliver this letter to, that Val's been keeping track of, I believe, if they all trust him, then I think that's our best bet for who would be willing to keep it safe. We took a bit of a risk here talking to the elder, but I think we really had to justify our continued presence here, given the current state of the town. I think we chimed in quite well, especially Marlow talking about the tea. We got along quite nicely. So we should be welcome here, at least for the time being. But I do want to confirm.
I only bought rooms and housing for the horses for a night. If we need to stay longer, I can fix that. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
I do not think it would be necessary for us to stay much longer unless something happens that requires us to stay.
I agree. I think we should be out of here by tomorrow evening.
I don't necessarily think it would be horrible to look and make sure that the happenings here aren't related.
Oh, I'm not saying we shouldn't look around tomorrow. I'm just saying unless we see the need to, we don't need to spend another night.
I agree.
Well,
I also
Zeke,
think we should.
I'm here because you're here and you want to get this done. So, my vote's with whatever you want on this one, and I'll pat him on the shoulder, and I'm gonna just down the rest of my espresso all at once. Leave my mug and try to head out.
Head out where?
To a corner to read.
Going to a room, or are you going out the front door?
I'm leaving out the front door.
Okay. Okay.
I'll jog back, hand my plant to Xyriel, and then run back out.
Oh! I got a plant again. Okay.
April initiative. Yeah. Walks out front door. Oh God, Taras.
Oh, that checks out. Yeah, this seems like how things
That's
would
about
go.
right.
Why does it say plot on the side note?
I'd like to try and stay and figure out why things are like these religious thefts are happening. I just want to make sure they're not correlated to the shard. Once we can confirm that's the case, I don't mind heading out to another town or something to check in with another shard. I just kind of want to go shard hopping until we pick up a trail, because we don't really have much to go on other than that's what they're looking for, you know?
Or it's at least what we think they're looking for. They might have just specifically needed the Shard of Pelor.
Yeah. And if that's the case, we're just completely lost.
Yep. Yeah, if that's the case, this will have been a waste of time. That is probably true. But we're in it for the hope, or perhaps the funds, and other reasons to get to Aldenair. I believe that some of us have. So, yeah.
It was very, very uplifting. Thank you.
Yes. Yep.
Everyone take your bardic inspiration. Are y'all wanting to do anything, or are y'all? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the conversation.
I just got to mark that I got an inspiration.
I would like to find whatever semblance I can find of the closest thing I can pull around me, like a black cloak, and I want to attempt to stealth out through the woods over to the waterfall.
Okay.
I'm going to the waterfall.
The waterfall is across the thoroughfare, and I think that y'all are. There's like a bigger building in the middle of the square. I'm not sure if y'all can see it on the map, but like across from that is the waterfall. So it's like,
okay,
but
yeah.
You can go ahead and roll a stealth check for you.
Yeah. If only someone
had spells that would be really, really good for. Okay, that's pretty good. Even though I'm shit at this. Wait, what's my modifier?
What are the
Zero?
chances?
Zero.
What are the chances that Zeke would know what Abe's about off to do, based on their long history together?
Between Abe and
Yeah.
Yeah, reasonably likely, considering that I'd normally just hole up in a corner. So if I left, I'm going somewhere.
I'm gonna give it an insight check, just to see.
Okay.
And I feel like it's not that hard to figure out because it's Abe.
I would say you don't even need to do an insight check.
Yeah, cool. In that case,
I think we were literally all planning on trying to go to the waterfall tonight. At least from
everyone
what I am
sneaks
seeing.
out like, what are you doing? I'm going to the waterfall. What are you doing? I'm going to the waterfall.
What are you doing here?
Why are we this way?
Everyone sneaks up at different angles to the waterfall. Like, whoa.
Oh,
like,
once we here.
What's your?
I like to
stealth-
imagine
what's your stealth
you
check?
just run and tackle one of the other characters, thinking they're one of the guys, and then pull back the hood. Is like, oh.
17. I do want to say that as I do this, I want to be using thaumaturgy to make the color of all the flames on me black. And I want to.
I'm so
and I
sorry.
want no, it's totally fine. And I want to, if I can, also try and like deaden my footsteps as much as possible as I walk.
Okay, you can do one or the other.
Oh, really?
It is a very like generic cantrip, and it is not like a strong spell, so it's not really going to deaden.
Okay.
your
Oh yeah, no,
steps.
it's each thaumaturgy. You can maintain that effect for up to a minute. And so I imagined I was casting it multiple times for each thing because you can do 3 at once.
Mhm.
So it was going to be like flames are black, deaden
okay,
footsteps. Yeah.
I don't think you can deaden footsteps though. I think you can only make them louder.
Make things louder.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make it so that every time you take a step, the ground tremors.
That's not exactly the goal here.
Cool. How far away is it exactly to the place?
Let me finish my thing.
Maybe 300 feet.
Cool. I have a GM question for you in a second, to decide what I'm about to do. Just so that's
okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make sure that my flames are black.
Okay.
And oh yeah, no, this will work. Here, this will work. I'm gonna pull the water out of my canteen with shape water, and turn it to a fog cloud around me.
So I'm gonna follow this fog cloud. Very efficient.
and then I have a 17 for my stealth check.
Okay. You guys watched Abe leave out, and after about 5 seconds, after he like leaves and y'all finish like the last of your words, you see like there's this random roll of fog in the center of town. But Nova, what were you? You had your hand raised for something.
Sure, all of us are trying to go to the waterfall because I was
Yeah.
really gonna knock on Xyriel's
Like
door
17
and be
is
like,
a little
hey,
slow.
Yeah, if they're being sus, yeah, Val's gonna follow whoever's being sus.
I mean, I
because
wasn't
Val
even-
does.
at all.
I'm literally looking at my list of things to do, and it says go to waterfall. That was
What was
So-
the GM question,
so-
John?
Bizarrely, when Zeke's like, okay, so we're agreed not to go to the waterfall, that's what he meant with his teammates. Weirdly. But now knowing that Abe's intending to go anyways, right? He's gonna kind of like look around the table. And can I give an insight to see how much people, when they're nodding like yes, we're gonna
They're
be
all meaning no.
why would we go to the waterfall? That
I mean,
seems
I never
dangerous.
agreed to that.
Okay,
I
cool.
didn't even nod, yeah. But I
Great.
did not know, so.
Right. The
There
best
you
kind
go.
of deception where you don't actually have to lie. The best. Okay, wait, hold on. So, a few moments of silence.
Um,
So, So we like intending to turn in, or do y'all like? Are y'all concerned still about the safety? You know what? I like cast a look around. I like try and look around the room to gauge how people are like. If there are any expressions or intent given like to what they're gonna do.
Okay, I will give you some clarity, Zeke, since you seem interested in what's going on. When we spoke to the Treant the other day, he spoke of his lady being worried, and that is in general kind of worrying. So I was hoping that I could go to the waterfall, perhaps get some sort of insight into what is going on and whether or not whose presence saturates this area has any kind of feel as to what's going on. And so
that is a great idea. It's a very dangerous idea if we get seen going towards the waterfall as outsiders right after everything's been stolen, and we've now warned everyone that the shard might be stolen.
Place of ownership. I don't think it's off limits.
In the middle of the night, by people who don't come here or worship that deity, we would need to make a good show of it.
I mean, to be fair, they don't know what type of deity any of us.
Okay,
stealth.
So we're planning to go and pretend to worship the deity and just wander around the
No,
waterfall.
the best way to do things sometimes is just to be honest. Such as, hey, I want to go see the temple of water, your waterfall, where you pray or give thanks to this god and maybe figure out my own answers.
True.
Okay.
People
All right.
really like honesty.
But
didn't
the real
we
honesty, we did. We were very honest, and now we're intending to do more after being told, no, we don't get to know what the shard is. And now we're going to go and take a look around the temple to see if we just notice it there.
I'm
or
not
we
looking
think
for the
something's up.
shard.
You're just going to have a look around the temple?
I'm going to look to see if I can maybe make some kind of contact with people there, see if there are any people who have the same feelings or warnings that me and the trio.
You're going to drum up a lot of suspicion and cause a lot of trouble. Now, I think
I'm
that's
going
fine.
to do it either way, and I don't need your permission. So
Whoa.
if you would stop judging my actions, I would appreciate it.
Fine, but if you get in trouble, I would appreciate
Then
it
I
if,
will
like...
not involve you whatsoever.
I'll come get you.
And I'll take care of it
okay.
myself.
Oh my god.
I'll come get you. If you get in trouble, just let me know.
So, Abe, your foot strikes
Yeah.
grass as you continue on, and you can now see that there's about 100 feet in front of you, about 150 feet of grass that's really clean and really well cut and kept. There's a few cherry blossom trees that kind of arch along the route of the outside with some bushes along the side, and there's a large kind of like pond area with these like 12 orbs that are, wait, I said 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14.
The orbs are where?
There's 14 orbs that are kind of all spaced evenly across this like weird like circular pond.
Oh, interesting. And then there's the waterfall itself.
Mm-hmm. There's a waterfall, and the waterfall kind of crashes in on like one of them.
Okay. I'd like to look around and see if there appear to be any guards or watchers. Like, is there anyone here?
There are a few local guard that are like just that. There's no one here like in the park. There's like a few local guard that you saw like that are just like stationed in the street area,
Mm-hmm.
like walking around slowly. And there's a few other guards that are over beyond. It doesn't seem like this place is like got a lot of guard presence.
Okay. Cool. So you said there are the cherry blossom trees. Are there any other trees next to those, or is it just the cherry blossom trees?
It's just the cherry blossoms.
Okay. And are they thick-ish with blossoms?
No, they are bare right at this time.
Okay, so I can't... Okay. Abe was considering hiding in one of the trees to watch. But that's
You're pulled
not
up
gonna
over next to like one of the bushes next to the trees. Is like how you're not like obfuscating. Is like
Mhm.
how you're obfuscating right now yourself like in this like pretty open area.
Because that's what I'm looking for, is I literally want somewhere that I can hole up where I won't be seen and just watch this space, and specifically the waterfall, for the next 4 or 5 hours.
Make a perception check.
Okay. At 20.
Hey, let's go.
What's the total?
I totally know that. 23.
23.
I'm not a wise boy.
That's okay. So you are able to find, if you're wanting to stay in the area, there's like a bunch of like little rocks that are kind of pulled away that the opposite end kind of blocks off just enough to where you think that like you could sit there without like pulling too much attention. And like it's like an enclosed little area that you could kind of like hide yourself in.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go there then, and I'm gonna try and set up as stealthily as possible so I can just watch the area.
Okay. Gotcha. It
yeah.
is very quiet. Not even like the you can see like there's water kind of like splashing down onto this one thing. It's not like rippling along rocks. You hear the top of the waterfall where it kind of like ripples along the rocks a little bit, but it does fall down and crash about 20 feet down. And you can see like the water has that white effect at the bottom where it kind of crashes in front of this one sphere. But it sounds like it's very distant, even though it's about 50 feet away from you.
Okay. All right, yeah, then I'm going to hunker down here. I'm going to try and watch carefully for anyone to show up. And I'm going to start trying to memorize guard patterns.
Okay, sounds good. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to follow Marlow. So if Marlow needs help with anything, I'm just going to follow her.
I'm going to the woods.
Cool. Well, I guess I know what Abe's doing, and that's clear enough for me. So I will be back later.
Actually,
and I will try to not cause any sort of major uproar in the meantime. And I'll see you all in the morning. We'll say maybe if we collect anything relevant or informative, we'll share that just for some basic cooperation. Okay, that seems good. Yeah, don't worry about me. I'll be on my way, and I will go. Instead of going whatever the most direct route is to the waterfall, I'd like to head off to the wall and go around the perimeter of the wall and kind of look at like how many entry and exit points it looks like there would be in and out of the city that wouldn't require going either right past a guard or like climbing something that would seem very insurmountable. So I'm seeing like if I wanted to get in and out of the city without being noticed, what are the options?
Are you making a perimeter around the wall of the city?
I don't want to go all the way around. I'm going to get just a taste of the wall as I go basically out to the wall, up towards closer to the waterfall, and then back in. So if you can imagine, like if the city's kind of a big sort of oval, where are we in the city right now? Because this would be fairly easy to describe.
You are in the center of the city, in that like open area at like the biggest bottom building.
Oh, so we're like right across a big courtyard from the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abe like quickly scurried across the open area.
Yep.
Got to the other
Great.
side.
Well, instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out and then left down to this other road, and then around and then back up to sort of the back of the waterfall gardens. So basically, instead of walking straight there, I'm gonna kind of make like a angle detour around.
Okay. All right.
And as I go, try and make sure that like no one's taking notice of me.
Okay. You all watch as Zeke heads out the door. And Marlow and Val and Xyriel and Nova, what are y'all doing?
He buys rooms to establish a paper trail, then doesn't use them.
I'll look at the others and I'll be like, listen, I think it would be best to look at the waterfall and check it out. If you all want to come, feel free to. If it is off limits for whatever reason, I don't see a reason why we should be breaking in. However, I do think it's a valid point to try and see what's going on.
As long as we aren't doing anything to disturb this holy site, I see no problem in paying it a visit.
I think I might stay here. I've got some stuff I kind of want to work on before the night's over. That's okay.
Oh, okay. Nova? I do think your expertise could be helpful.
Nova feels a little bit of flattery, but tries not to show it too much beyond like a smile, like a very cocky smile. It's like, sure, I'll come along.
Not me purposefully flattering Nova to get her to come.
Fan the ego flames. Come on. Do it.
Hey, I don't know if you guys need this or not, but here, and he's going to put his hands on Marlow and Nova, very like lightly on Nova, and that energy comes out from the crystal on his chest and goes down his arms and into them, and they get the purple border around their eyes, like he has. Like, there you go. You should be able to see whatever you need now.
Thank you very much, Xyriel.
Yeah.
It got super bright outside. It's bright as fuck.
Migraine while inside.
God, why? Okay, sounds good. As you all
Zero's going to go to his room and start working on a project, so they can go.
That sounds good. What time are we at?
10:46.
We are at 3 hours and 13 minutes.
If we're gonna start something big, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to.
We'll go ahead and wrap it up there for today.
Split the party.
As everyone because splitting the party is going to take another hour. I can see before everyone finally before we get to the next phase. But that's how y'all want to do it. Let's do it. So
Abe up to some sketch shit. I'm just gonna let you know.
When is Abe?
I just wanted to go in a very honest manner as a group, head to the waterfall, figure shit out.
That didn't go well with the elder.
Figure things out, but
it's not even like.
Yeah.
Let me better describe it to y'all. It's not a big waterfall. It's like a 50-foot tall rock, and it's about 100 feet wide. And the lake is about 50 feet in diameter. It's like a very small park. The whole park is about 300 feet in. 300
well, Abe trying to be sneaky. The rest of the party shows up, sees Abe. Hi, Abe. Abe
sees Abe in a black.
Oh, Abe is hiding. Hiding.
The whole park is about the size of a football field, and about a third of it is the waterfall. Or the rocks and the rocks and the waterfall.
Does the waterfall look large enough that there could be something behind it?
We haven't gotten to there yet.
You haven't
The
gotten
answer
there
is probably.
I'm there.
You're on the opposite end of the waterfall, looking at the waterfall.
Yeah, I was wondering if it's like.
Find out next time.
What's your perception check? I'll say that it looks very tight, but you're not sure. It looks like you can fit behind there.
Okay, that was what I wanted to know before I went disturbing holy sites.
Cool. So, next time we will pick up with this nonsense, and I'll be back at a place that is not
I'll have a computer
my bed
and a mouse.
Welcome to
Welcome to my crib.
You want to see the mess that is my grandmother's house? Ready?
Oh, that's kind of.
There's no wall space.
Holy shit!
I mean,
the fans though.
That was exactly like on my dad's side. Their place as well was also just like that.
Stuff.
We are all yawny. So hopefully next time, all of you can join us next week for the chaos train that is bound to the cosmic wheel, as the party tries to, as I try to balance the
split party
yet
for again.
We're on episode 13, and I think half of the episodes we've had a split party.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life with fucking Shadowrun. Like, wait, the party's all together.
Who split the party? Who split the party?
You're the one who did it. Get up and I leave.
Who's the common denominator here?
Just talk to us. Wait, we can.
Look, I was just going to go watch. I'm not trouble like others.
Abe, I'm not trouble. Also, Abe does nothing but cause trouble.
I'm excited to see Zeke do the exact same thing that the thieves did. And just check all the residential areas.
No, Zeke's gonna be better at it than those chumps. He's not gonna walk around in
the best thing is Abe's in a black cloak. Someone said that they were in black cloaks,
God damn,
and they couldn't recognize their faces, so they might just think Abe is one of them.
Also, as a party heading to the waterfall, we don't know that Abe has gone to the waterfall.
We don't.
He will go walk in and be like, "Oh wow, here's a individual creepily staring at the waterfall."
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Abe, just steam cloud, run.
No such thing as miscommunication.
All right, I'm saying this before we continue talking. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Plausible.
Good.
After hours.
I don't think we got that. I don't think we got that.
Yes, it was.
I just
at the
need to
beginning.
figure out how to do this. Signaling.
Never mind.
Everything's
We're
fine.
still here.
We are still
Nice
here.
try, Elijah. Nice try.
I don't have a blanket at hand.
Go to there's a scene. Just scroll down and go to Plausible After Hours.
Oh.
And the cameras might be kind of wookie.